Hello, welcome to Car Talks Crypto. I love crypto, you love crypto. Right, we're going to talk about this today, which I think very, very interesting. There's a website, get in contact, been scammed, blah, 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 do your research, not financial advice. Ironically, wearing shades and a mask, even though I am fully doxxed, which is postmodern irony, right? Is what I'm going to call it. So we're going to look at the psychology of the market cycle, which is less apparent now in the stock market because it's so big, but it is very, very, very apparent in the crypto market. And sometimes we don't, like, you don't know what cycle you're in until that cycle is finished. The same way as, crypto winter, we don't really know you're in it until you're in it. Does that make sense? I know, is that an oxymoron? I'm not really sure what it is, but yeah, you don't really know it's happening until it is done because you can't classify because it could be a certain type. So first off, look, I've said this for since last year about selling may go away. There's not enough retail in the market. It's a lot of institutions. A lot of people are buying in April with that little pump because literally they want to write it off as a tax. And it comes to May, selling may go away. Plus, obviously, we got through that tax bit. Wicked. Let's go to the next one, which sort of makes sense, right? We are sort of seeing that right now. Now, of course, at the same time, no worries. Like next year, Q2, estimated Bitcoin halving. Yeah, a lot of people I know aren't even entering the market until like November, December, January anyway. But they're entering with a lot of money. So if you haven't got a lot of money, obviously DCA from this period right now, from June, DCA for the next year is a pretty good shout. And then, according to the cycle, 2 years from today should be similar to this, but coming down from a big bull run, technically. I've always been sitting here waiting for the cycle to change, for somebody to, pull the rug from under me, shall we say. But so far, with how it's looking, this is it is, because I'm not hearing people down the pub or in the supermarket talk about crypto so much. So, and the ones that are just losing money. So we'll come to that as well in a second. So the global, like the total market cap, look, when you look at the chart like this, it looks great. It does look great. Like all these little bits here of ours going down. Look, this looks amazing. Which is, for the long-term view, everyone always says it, and you take the mick at me all the time. Long-term projects, though, do win, unfortunately. Long-term holding does seem to win. It does seem here we have found some sort of bottom with, say 800 billion as a market cap. Now, I still don't trust that fully because there's still every chance there could be more liquidity of that taken out. However, there are a lot of big institutions now buying at a store of value who do not care about quick wins. There's still loads doing quick wins. That's what we're seeing right now. People getting in and out. Big guys with big money loving 10%. They'll even lose, by the way. They will lose 10% just to get around their tax laws, which is why you see that little pump before this. I was hoping the cycle could be broken, but it hasn't. It looks like it is starting to do the same thing. Now, on top of that as well, Fear and Greed Index, like the last 2 days, these shades are, the 1970 shades are doing my eyes in. Oh my gosh, much better. So yesterday, today is kind of the same. Essentially neutral, but of course, if you are using the Fear and Greed Index, last week was 64, which is quite a big jump. And of course, some people do use this like as the main thing they go to. If it's in greed, that's when you want to be sort of selling or buying certain coins. Definitely when it's in fear, you definitely want to be buying, which is great. But yeah, it's staying about the same, but it is down from last week. This is matching into the theory of institutions, falling into the theory of the selling may go away. We've got that there. Yep, we're coming to you. We're coming to you. Is it altcoin season or Bitcoin season? It is Bitcoin season, and even so, it's actually gained more traction for Bitcoin season. So one of the cycles we sort of looked at, which a friend of mine was educating me on, was basically right. So you get altcoin season, which no matter how disappointing you think that was, once again, if we put this into a theory. So go, there wasn't an altcoin season. Technically, there was. All those AIs, the coins, right? That was like January, February. And then from then, we had the start of sort of like meme coin-ish season with some play-to-earn games. That includes now NFTs as well. So they were there too. And then from then, we actually then saw all this shitcoins come out, which is mental because I hate the fact that lovehateinu has been put in the same category. But what are you going to do? So the fact you see this as well with heavily Bitcoin season. It's not, so we are dealing with degens and institutions, which is really, really, really scary. Now, on top of that as well, we're looking at this chart here. You can find us on Google. There's a couple of different charts about it. Oh. And basically, what it is, it's the psychology of the market, and it does come down to the fact that we are all as bad as each other. And like, I'll sit there and go, we are all guilty of actually playing into this, and that's why it works. Mankind is readable like a book, apparently. So this is the cycle. Um, Disbelief. This rally will fail like others. So technically, we could have said that. Technically, it depends where you want to start the cycle. Let's say you just came in normally. Technically, we could have said this bit of the cycle here was April, right? And then last week, literally last week, because of meme coin, hope a recovery is possible. And then like the Pepe stuff, sorry, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it doesn't have to be that amount of time, by the way. It can literally be months or weeks or years, technically. But it's not that long. Recovery possible, which is like the meme coin sort of stuff. We've seen a bit of a retraction. And of course, now, do you think right now we're going to go up to optimism? I don't think so, personally. I'll happily be proven wrong. I can't see that happening. Okay, so let's say we're not there. We're definitely not in belief, definitely not in thrill, definitely not euphoria. Not complacency, not anxiety, not denial, not panic. Capitulation. We could be capitulation going into anger, technically. However, do you think we had fear sell a few weeks ago, before this, and that we're in depression? So we had depression, and we go back to disbelief. So, personally, from what I see, there seems to be fear sell at the moment, which you have to please do your own research, not financial advice. Obviously, there's a lot of coins where this doesn't actually apply to. I mean, there is, but like a lot of shit coins, like no, it's not going to apply to it. Essentially, the fear sell is people selling off, or sometimes as a smart move, sell off. Over the next 2-3 weeks, I've got a feeling we are going to be here in this fear sell. Actually, let's bring this over here. I don't know. We're going to be here in this fear sell episode, and then we'll have a sort of depression where stuff has little spikes from all of us going, actually, I think that was the bottom. We'll start buying in. Loads of people are depressed here. The ones that are depressed here are the ones that felt anger here, and the ones that did not buy here because they thought it might keep going down more. So this depression actually comes from even buying in around here, panic, etc., and then letting it ride down to here, getting here and be like, crypto is a scam, I'm not buying anymore, nah, I'm totally right. Then it goes up with a little spike, and then people that missed out on that, after being down from over there, end up getting depressed going, I knew I should have bought the dip. The unfortunate thing was a lot of those people actually bought the dip all the way down. So that's why it works, because they don't want to buy any more dips. And then, of course, we have the upward trend then from there. And then from then, the cycle technically starts again. We go to disbelief. Oh, wow, I can't believe it's happening. Now, the funny thing to remember, like I said, is not a lot of retail, right? The retail usually enter the market on like a bull run, even between like belief, thrill, and euphoria. And then some, literally like the top 6 is usually where you'll find them lurking about. Which is why so many people actually get wrecked on crypto. But this analysis here is literally absolute gold, and it has always made sense. No matter how long or short the cycle, it always made sense. So, drop in the comments, what do you think? I'll drop a photo of this down as well. But I find it so interesting looking at the psychology of people, especially in the crypto market, where we don't have a ton of market cap, so it's a lot easier to spot. Also, what I'm trying to say is, be safe. Obviously, lovehateinu gone into a tier 1, which is great to get away from some of the bots, and it's paired with USDT, which is great to get away from some of the movement of the market, to get away with some of the movement of the market. Wow. But, we are waiting for retail to come in. At the same time, when I say it like that, that sounds like we're just waiting for a Ponzi scheme, which is mental. So right now, we want to be DCAing into projects you think that next year or the year afterwards are going to be good investments. The only thing that I can suggest, but not suggest, the only thing that makes me feel secure, apart from the ducks, is Bitcoin. Because of its tokenomics and how it works. So yeah, hopefully that helps out. Obviously, we're always looking at that black swan for the disbelievers, shall we say. Oh, but I wonder what's going to happen. Well, we'll tell you what happened. Binance just withdrew out of Canada. So Canada has no more Binance, which is mental. However, people aren't speaking about how many other platforms are available in Canada. The press does wonderful things. So yeah, any questions, please let me know. Drop in the comments or send a message via the website, please. But I hope you're all good, and I'll see you all very, very soon.